Hey everyone, Boxcar Will here. It's been a long time since my last video update of the layout. I have been able to get a few things done. I've been working really hard trying to get the track work done. I've got my Y put in at St. Francis. It's not completely wired up yet. I've got my yard done and I'm working on the yard lead that crosses the swing bridge, which we'll have a look at, which is not 100% complete, but it's workable. It works, and it works pretty good. I'll show you that and some of the other things that I was working on. I got my computer up and running. It's an old Windows XP. I got my JMRI up and running. I have it hooked up to my Digitrax, which is an old DB150 unit, which I plan to upgrade soon. What else? Yeah, mostly been a lot of track work. Been working on a lot of hand-laid track. So yeah, let's go have a look. Alright, so here we are at Mitchell Yard, and I've had the yard in for quite a while. I've had the tracks in up to about here, behind the transfer caboose. So what I've been able to do now is I have all three tracks come around. Here's the gap in the swing bridge. Cross. Two come into one. Round. And here's the other end of the swing bridge. This is the part that opens and closes. And that's the hinge part. I've got one track in, and I'm working on the second track. Right now, to get them working and tested, I am doing every 10 ties. I'm spiking every 10 ties. See if you can see here. So here's one set of spikes and then 10, another one. And then I'll come back once I'm satisfied how everything's working. I'll come back and do every 5th tie. I do every 5 ties. So I'm working, also having a cup of coffee. The layout is a mess because it's still work in progress. Here is a number 8 mainline switch into a number 6, and this goes down. Oh, I can't remember the name of the belt right now. It's a scrap dealer down at the end that took boxcars. I can't remember the name of the branch right now. A1 Scrap Metal, I think, was the name of the company at the end. So I have the track in up to here, where the holder is, and my gauge. I have that to put in and connect and put in feeders. I'm done that. Got both of them in around. Down. I have the Brickyard spur put in. I did just the track with code 55. Pardon me, code 55, and I used the Walther spikes on there. They're longer than Micro Engineering, but the head is nice and small. I like those, and they're out of stock right now. Excuse me. And then into the Y. So this would be the track that went up to the island, Jones Island, and then this goes off to Butler Yard, which goes into the helix. And then there's the other part of the Y there, and roughly where the computer is sitting is where St. Francis Tower will be. So it operates up to here, this track. These two, because it's a reversing section, I don't have anything hooked up yet, so I'm not able to run any trains through there. The helix does work, it's powered. I just got to get something to do my auto reversing. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. And in order to get my trains to run in a complete loop, the track goes all the way around the back behind the helix and comes out where the tortoise machine is there in the back. And temporarily what I've done is I've just hooked up some flux track. This is the Menominee belt. So I have that all hooked up. Temporarily, here's my old computer that I'm using to run JMRI. I have the local buffer USB hooked up to my computer, railroad circuits, local buffer, and I have, here is my system right now. So far that's what I have, and I have a PM42 in there for block detection. So I have a lot of feeders to put in, and I still have a lot more track work to go. But I am now able to use both ends of my yard. So next video I'll have a couple trains running. But that won't be for a while when I can get all the tracks running through here. And I still have work to do on this. I have some micro switches to hook up to the side of for a dead short, so when the gates open. So I still have that to do. Put in the switch machine. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the Bullfrog or the slide switches that I've been using. And I'll show you what I've done here on this end is I've used the screw method. I've used it before and I really like it. So I've done it on this end. I've just drilled 2 small screws into the plywood and soldered the rail. I'll paint it and put in glue in pieces of ties in between the track, which will help disguise that. I did that for all 3 on this side. On this side I tried something different. Because of the thickness of the PC ties, I epoxied some styrene to the cork and then epoxied the PC ties to the styrene. Soldered it all together and then cut the gaps. I don't know if you can see those. And then cut the gap in the rail. Now what I found was that it was pretty spongy because of the cork. So I went to my tried and true method over here of the screws. Now this gap here, because when I cut this gap and then I cut this one, this rail hit this rail. I didn't make this a little further back. So I might end up replacing this. Everything runs over here fine so far, but we'll see what happens. So that's it for now. That's where I'm at. I've still got lots of work to do. More levels on the helix to do. I got the bottom all done. That's a small little staging on this side and on the other side of the island. That's it for now, guys. Next time you'll see a train running, I promise. Take care.